There is a substantial risk of loss associated with trading forex, binary options, stocks, or equities, collectively, asset classes. Only risk capital should be used for trading. Trading in any asset classes is not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. No representation is being made that investors will make profits or will not sustain losses. Before trading in any asset classes, investors should consult with their professional broker, financial advisor, or financial consultant to determine whether trading asset classes is appropriate. Investors who trade in any asset classes should only do so if the capital used for this purpose represents funds that an investor can afford to lose without adversely impacting the investor's lifestyle. No trading strategy or methodology is without risk of loss. No trading strategy is risk-free, and no trading strategy can guarantee profits or freedom from losses. Investors risk losing the cost to execute any transaction, including associated commissions or fees. You should carefully consider whether trading in any asset class is appropriate for you in light of your investment experience and financial resources. Any trading decisions you make are solely your responsibility and at your own risk. None of the statements or materials in the Auvoria Prime chat rooms constitute a solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell.
Hey everybody, welcome to the GearBox Friday Precision Call. Today we are going to be getting into GearBox, going over the results for the last few weeks, talking about the product, the market, what's coming in the latest versions of GearBox with the hedging engine and some of the new updates to come on the horizon. But first, we're going to go ahead and look at our oldest accounts. These are our data accounts. These are accounts that they started, they've ran hands off for the last almost 3 years now. With these accounts, we have made updates to the product itself, but we have not technically changed any settings, tweaks, just added the enhancements to the latest versions of GearBox through time. But outside of that, we have GearBox 1.0 and 2.0. These accounts started on 1.0, which obviously had many iterations and enhancements through time. 2.0 is now running with the trailing stop losses, and I just want to show you that you can see where the release of GearBox 2.0 was. All right, so if we go back in time, we can see that there was a big uptick around the time that we actually released GearBox 2.0, which is right around in here. We were up about 200% on this account, and since then, you can see it has been pushing much higher results. Now, this is the oldest data account we have since 2020 on USD CAD. We can see one losing month in 3 years, some pretty absolutely insane months as well, especially since we added the trailing stop loss feature. As I talked about, that first month we released that feature, we can see it had a blowout month. And by blowout, I mean in a good way. 19.4% was an incredible month. Now, we go back and we look at these accounts. We can see what have been the best performing pairs and what have been the worst performing pairs. Now, our goal with the hedging engine that we've been creating, we've been working on for 2.5 years, kind of thinking about the math, the logic, and we think we have something that can work. It's very sophisticated. We've been testing it. The results have looked incredible, and we're very excited to add that hedging engine in a very soon release of GearBox. Now, that hedging engine will be a very minimal base of another EA that will be coming out called Trend Chaser in a longer time frame. But Trend Chaser will have its base functionality in GearBox as a hedging engine for some of these worst performing pairs to make sure things like this don't happen, right? Which is why we don't run these pairs. And remember, these are $500 little data accounts, which means they're technically a little aggressive, being they're such small accounts. Typically $1,000 or more would be a conservative place to start with GearBox. Now, you can see these pairs that were performed through time. Now, we also started brand new accounts that started when we launched GearBox 2.0. We set up new data accounts, and once again, USD CAD has been the best performer. You can see just, oops, I don't know why it did that on us. Oh, I know why. This is a private window. Okay. Just bear with me for a second. All right, there we go. So you can see just since November 1st, This account has done 152% on just USD CAD since the release of GearBox 2.0. Absolutely incredible. We can see a blowout month in May did 25%. We can see July has been very slow so far, not any action, at least on this account. But overall, 152%, absolutely incredible results on that one. So going on, we can see Euro USD as well, another best performer. So these things have lined up on both 1.0 and 2.0 with the historical accounts and the newest accounts. These are two of our best performing pairs. GCAD I still wouldn't call a best performer, neither would I call JPY, even though some of these JPY pairs are performing right now. Until I release a hedging engine, I personally won't be touching JPY pairs anymore with large capital, at least. On my data accounts, this is to learn and to optimize, but I still know that JPY pairs tend to have a once a year large movement where they don't respect any reversal patterns and they just trend massively. So even though it's performing great now, without that hedging engine, I'm weary to say, hey, you should go run a bunch of these JPY pairs. The only pair that has ever taken my money in this market consistently with the use of multiple algorithms has been a JPY pair. So if that tells you where my heart's at. But going deeper, NZD CAD, that's one that could be. I like NZD USD. I like the majors, right? So USD CAD, Euro USD, 100%. Outside of that, AUD USD, but it rarely trades. You can see that AUD USD has taken one trade since November. It's very rare it takes a trade, but it's a good extra thing to throw in the mix. As well, GBP NZD was another one that was very good, and Euro AUD as well has taken a trade, so you can see that one is in the mix. So we have all this in the support desk when you go to set up GearBox, but overall my point in showing you all of this data here and there is to help you create your own experience, because you have full access and customization to the product. So you can add more pairs if you say, hey, I'm okay running GCAD, I'm okay running JPY pairs, I'll handle that on my own if it starts trending, right? You know, overall for me, I look to also provide a very hands-off experience for somebody that wants to use this product. So I would tell them to stick to the best performing assets historically, because it only logically makes sense, right? Now, that is up to you. So talking about the horizon, we've talked about the hedging engine. So the hedging engine and what we want to come out with is really going to increase profit on both sides because it's going to protect your downside potential, but also capitalize when it does go to the downsides. It's not a perfect, when I say perfect hedge, you know, spit on zero risk, but it is a hedging engine that can prevent and help mitigate any losses. If one trade goes to the downside, the other will go to the upside and help offset it. And it's very powerful how we built it. Again, it's taken many years of perfecting, working, tweaking, and we're going to continue to add more and more as we go to perfect this algorithm, as we've been using it for many years with success and enhancing it, and we'll continue to do so. Now, let's talk about the week ahead, and let's talk about the news. So we're just going to go over here, and if we come over to Forex Factory, we'll be able to see the news for the upcoming week. So on a quick scroll, we do have a good amount of red folders, and we do have NFP coming up, so it is going to be NFP week ahead of us. There are red folders every single day. We have Canadian, US dollar, Friday, which was today. Moving on, Monday's clear, just yellow folder, orange folders. Tuesday, we have some AUD and USD and NZD red folders. USD again on Wednesday, red folder. CHF, CPI on Thursday, along with a lot of GBP. And also USD and Canadian red folders on Friday. So we have red folders about every day but Monday. So should be a week with some volatility, some movement in the markets. Definitely not going to be a consolidation week. So expect some movements if you're in trades. If you're not in trades, expect to get in some trades. And I hope you are excited for the week ahead and everything that will be moving forward. So a lot of great updates on the horizon with GearBox, and can't wait to tell you about them.